Let's take a look at applying to calls on the new version of EntryThingy as an artist. So when you log into your artist dashboard, this is what you're going to see. And you'll see up here that you have an artist account. If you log in as a gallery or a juror, you would not see the same screen. But up here, we have our new navigation bar. Just really quick before we apply to a call. We have a new alerts feature. So receiving emails is something we heard from our artists they would like a lot more of. So here's where you can tell us what you would like us to know about you in terms of the art that you make or where you're based, and we will email you calls that we think fit you based on this. So I'm going to apply as a photographer today on our sample call. So why don't I just uncheck those? Normally I wouldn't do this, but just to specify this account, and let's say I'm in New York, and yep, keep me posted, and I'd save my preferences. I also would just mention we have our artwork management feature, which we had previously, where you can upload all of your pieces to your account and you get a free website. You can edit them with Pixel Prep. We're going to have other videos specifically showing that, but we're going to pull in some of this art as we're applying for a call. So I just wanted to show, where it had come from. So coming back to the dashboard, you can either come to our full calls list right here, or you can check out some of the calls we actually recommend for you. Let's just say in this instance, I want to go and I'm just going to look at the calls list. And today I only want to search for a call that's free. And so the first thing I see is this, okay, great. We have an emerging artist exhibition in Louisville, Kentucky. Maybe I have some family in Kentucky, or I know this organization. And so the April deadline looks pretty good. So I'd come onto the call detail page, and I would check some of the requirements, and yeah, these all sound pretty great. All media is accepted, pretty flexible submission deadline, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply. The very first thing it's gonna ask me to do is upload my work. And as I was telling you before, you can upload directly from your computer if you have your pieces scanned or photographed, but we're actually just gonna go ahead and apply from artwork management because I think it's a much smoother flow. I'd also note some of these instructions, which are provided by the gallery, not by us, can be pretty involved. So make sure you're reading what you're getting from your gallery. But I really like that sunset skiing photo. I'm going to go ahead and apply it. So I'm going to get a drop down asking if I definitely want that. This call requires additional details at this piece. So all that means is these might be some of the details I had pre-filled in on artwork management, but let's say I didn't have these filled in. I would say sunset scene on Tahoe, skiing atop of Tamarack, beautiful sunset around 5 p.m. Pacific time, or whatever your description may be. Captures, whatever. Maybe it's art type, and if it is, I can say, as opposed to a booth, photography, and let's just say it's 24 by 36. So I can go ahead and hit save. And you'll see that my first piece is down here. I could come back here and edit those details if I had a typo, or maybe I wanted to put a period right here. And if I had additional pieces here, here's where I could drag and rearrange the order. So now you'll see I've already used that on my artwork management. I can add a second one if I'd like. I can also upload another piece here. But let's just say I want to apply one with the one piece of art. I'll go ahead and continue with my application. Now this might look a little different for every call you apply to because the fields that appear here are set by the gallery. And so maybe they don't have a description, but they might have some other questions for you. So don't get too rattled if you see this screen and it looks a little bit different, or you didn't get asked to complete something. It's likely based on what the gallery set it up for. So I'll be really quick here. I would encourage you to put a little bit more thought than I'm going to here. But I'll just write awesome skiing photos. And I'm going to say it's all media. There might be other options in here. And I heard about this from the website, and I'm good with my images being used for consent. Here's some dummy contact info. This isn't a real address, but here's where I'd put in all of my details as well as my website, or maybe my Instagram handle. If I had that, I don't want to put in someone's actual handle, so I'll delete that. And then I'm going to come to review. And here's what I'm going to see. I get to see everything that you would see as an artist before you submit. You can also click here and preview this as a juror. So this is something we heard a lot of feedback about. Artists, understandably, being a little bit apprehensive to submit because they don't know what the juror is going to see. Here's the answer. Here's exactly what the juror will see. Here's my image. They're going to be able to download it. They get all the details that I wrote right here. They get the dimensions, the medium, and then here's all the entry level stuff that I wrote. So assuming I like it, I'm going to go to submit. And if I had a call that was paid, typically here the payment details would be required. But I'm going to, since this is a free call, I'm going to go ahead and click submit. So great, I've submitted. I get the confirmation message here. I'm shown a couple other of calls that the system thinks I would be interested in. And so you can apply directly now, you can view more details, or you can tell us this one's not for me. When I come to my applications, you'll see here's what I just applied to. The Emerging Arts Exhibition in Louisville, Kentucky. And I can click the details and I'll see that I am marked as pending. So coming back here is where you're going to find out if your entry status has changed. You'll also likely get an email notification of that. But if you want to say, hey, what did I actually upload? That also is an option for you to check here. So that's how you apply to a call on the new version of EntryThingy.